So, am I audible? Very good afternoon, all of you. 2-3 corrections to be made. One correction. There were some students who had issue in the online with the use of more of Hindi. So I'll keep my dominant mode of communication as English. In case I say something in Hindi, I will try to repeat that in English so that nobody feels left out, nobody feels missed out. That is one correction. The second correction is, some of you have come and told me to slow down a bit, probably while dictation. Okay, yeah, वैसे भी. So I'll try to slow down a bit. You can be open with your communication to me. Yeah, there was many of you probably felt कि थोड़ा fast हुआ. Please be open about it. In 2-3 days, the pace will be fine. I will understand your pace. You will understand my pace. So we'll come to that. We'll come to that conclusion eventually. Today I'll keep a class a bit slow so that nobody feels left out there also. This is one thing. I'll just try to revise what we have done so far. So far, we started off with the concept of universe. What is universe? What are the certain terms? Universe. Anybody has any doubt from the previous class? Any topic that? Yes, please. Meteoroid, meteorite, and meteor. Meteoroid is an umbrella term. It's a generic term wherein any lump of rock, कोई भी एक rock, metallic compound, metallic substance that is revolving, that is orbiting around the sun. Say when the nebula was there, what was formed? You had dust, you had rocks, you had debris. So any rock that has some metal compound or does not even have a metal compound, any rock that is orbiting around the sun, you will call it as meteoroid. That's an umbrella term. METER, METEOROID, meteoroid. Now this meteoroid has a tendency to come to the Earth's surface. It comes on the Earth's surface. As it tries to come on the Earth's surface, okay, as it tries to come on the Earth's surface, it is trying to enter. There is an atmosphere surrounding the Earth. The atmosphere tries to protect my Earth. As it trying to protect my Earth, it tries to burn the meteor. As the meteor is coming at a very high speed, there's a lot of friction also. When in contact with the atmosphere, friction के कारण it gets burned up. As it is getting burned up, this one that burns completely is called as meteor. छोटा word है तो burn हो चुका है. Meteoroid से OID हटा दो, छोटा हो गया, burn हो गया. ठीक है? So this is meteor, that is that meteoroid that is trying to come on the Earth's surface, but while its contact with the atmosphere, it has burnt. That is meteor. It is possible that the entire meteoroid can burn. It is possible. It is also possible that there can be a possibility that it is not burning. या तो burn हो जाएगा पूरा या नहीं burn हो पाएगा. Some amount is left. If there can be both possibility. Yes, it can burn. It can probably not burn. Both of the possibilities are there. When it does not get burnt up completely, then some portion of the rock will come and hit the Earth's surface. It was atmosphere that was protecting. It will directly hit the Earth's surface. What do we call this as? We call this as meteorite. METEORITE. So what is meteoroid? What is meteorite? And what is meteoroid? Okay. So one is meteoroid. What is this? This is an umbrella term. What does this mean? Any rocky substance. Any rocky substance plus the metallic plus the dust. Anything. That meteorite that is burnt up in the Earth's atmosphere. Burnt up in the atmosphere. What do we call this as? We call this as meteor. Some portion, some rock hits the Earth's surface. That you call it as what? You call this as meteor. Meteoroid, meteor and meteorite. तीनों का difference समझो? Okay. Anybody else? Sector. Sector is a bigger one. In the sector, there can be various constellations. Okay. Sector is a bigger expanse. There can be many constellations. No? Anybody else? Did you go back home? Yes, yes. in a sector there can be galaxies. So पूरे sector now in this space you may have many sectors. Our galaxy is a part of Orion sector. Milky Way galaxy is a part of a sector called as Orion. Okay. The difference between planet and sun. Difference between planet and sun is very massive compared to planet. 97% of our atmosphere has been into the sun. 90% of the entire matter of nebula was in sun. To understand a sun or a star is very massive. Planet is not as massive. Because it is very massive, it will have lot of gravitational collapse. As it has lot of gravitational collapse, it can have light of its. Difference is because of massiveness. Okay. Pole star. Okay. When you talk about in the sky, there is a bright star. That is pole star. The speciality of pole star is it is aligned to my axis of rotation. My Earth has an axis in which it rotates. This axis is aligned to a brightest star. It could be any star, bright hai, but the axis is aligned. So this is called as pole star. Matlab in the sky, a bright star. There can be many bright stars, but that bright star that is aligned to my axis of rotation, I am calling it as a pole star. Why is it so important for me? It is so important for me because it is pointing out what? It is pointing out not direction. What happens? It helps me in navigation. That I can move north, south, west, east. I can know the direction on the basis of pole star. Okay. What quick? Within, see how cluster, how a sector is different. You can use it interchangeably, but within these sectors also you can have clusters and superclusters. Cluster is with respect to aggregation of the star. A sector is a bigger expanse in the space. उसमें फिर आप बोलो cluster, उसमें आप बोलो constellation, उसके अंदर आप फिर बोलो various galaxies. It's the when I say of sectors, you can have Orion sector, you can have various other sectors. They are bigger in nature as compared to the other one. Anybody else? बताओ. Highest, I have not seen that. I have not yet seen that. I'll have to check that. Okay, you told me that yesterday also. That has skipped from my mind. Bata. Anybody else? Okay. So let me quickly revise what we have studied. We started off with universe. We've just started off with the basic terms. The basic terms like what is a galaxy, what is a universe, what do you mean by asteroid, what do you mean by meteoroid, what is a meteor, what is a meteorite. Okay. Then we understood about the formation of the universe. We also tried to see some of the questions that were there. The questions like, okay, let me, fine. Yeah. Okay, fine. This is the textbook that you can start. How many of you went back home and did some reading of the textbook? Class 6 textbook. And what else did you read? Class 6? Entire class 6? Okay, good. What about you? Class 6 NCERT. Did you raise your hand? No. Please raise your hand. How many of you went back home and read class 6 NCERT? 1, 2, 3. What about others? पहले से read की हुई है. ठीक. So what did you go back home? कौन सी नहीं read की हुई है? 7th, 8th, 9th, 11th. 11th and 12th. 11th is the most important NCERT. Revise करनी 11th. Fine. Okay. Those who have not yet, अच्छा 6th is done. Those who are starting off, when 6th is done, go to 7th, go to 8th. ठीक है. As even if you have read it, please go back once. At least just skim through the chapter. You will get to know some. Whenever you look at a new topic or whenever you look at the same topic, this exercise, even if you are looking at the same topic, every time you will get some extra information. Now, I have taught maps around, I don't know how many times, but still when I look at maps, every time you get some new information. So, agar padhi bhi hai, because we are doing this topic, go back home, just skim through. It will not take, because you have read, it will take what, 15, 20, 30 minutes? You will definitely get some new information there. So, class 6 NCERT had this solar system and class 11th NCERT also had this solar system topic, that is chapter number 2. If you have not read 11th class NCERT, At least start off with that. जो यहाँ पढ़ा रहे हैं, at least start off with those chapters, and you can ask. And let me tell you, in NCERTs, not all of these things are explained. You will have many things. You should actually have lot of questions. What is a tidal force? Why is it saying like this? Why is it explaining the theories in a different manner? Come ask question from us. That will be good. Okay. So let me start off what we have done. We started off with the with understanding of the universe, that universe is there can be many galaxies, there can be various shapes of the galaxies. Then we understood that what is the galaxy that is closest to us, we are part of which sector. Then what about the formation of universe? Formation of universe took place around 13.7 billion years ago. Everything was concentrated in a one tiny single ball. The concept of singularity. As what happened, there was a tiny ball. This tiny ball exploded. Why did it explode? We don't know. Okay. What was before the tiny ball? We do not know for sure. The tiny ball exploded. As the tiny ball exploded, it created a lot of matter. As it created a lot of matter, there was concept of the space of fabric. There was matter. There was time that was coming, and the galaxies have then since been expanding. पहले एक साथ था, बाद में they have been expanding and they are still expanding. How do we know? We know this by a phenomena called as redshift. Who discovered redshift? It was Hubble, Dr. Hubble, that discovered redshift. What is the rate of the shift? The rate of the shift is the Hubble constant. So this is your phenomena of Big Bang theory. Then we understood about certain terms like we started off with solar system. What is solar system? It is basically a gravitationally bound matter. It was in a form of disk. The nebula cooled down in the form of disk, which eventually led to, there was a nebula, a cloud of dust and debris in the disk form. There was this nebula over the time, because of there have been various theories also कि कैसे बना है ये nebula, क्या कर रहा था, what was it rotating, was it cold, was it hot. There have been various viewpoints there. This nebula was there. This nebula cooled and contracted and eventually led to various planets, dwarf planets, rocky substances, meteoroid, etc. So this nebula, which was in the form of cloud, has led to our present day solar system. What do we have in solar system? We have planets, we have inner planets, asteroid, meteoroid, meteor, meteorite. This is what you have in your solar system. Then we understood various, what is the difference between planet and dwarf planet. Planet has 3 criteria. What are the 3 criteria? Batao. Rounded, spherical body, massive body. It should have cleared its neighborhood. Okay, it should be a dominant body. Spherical body, gravitationally come together. Dominant body, it should have cleared its orbit and it should orbit around the sun. What criteria Pluto did not meet? Pluto could not clear its neighborhood. So Pluto is a dwarf planet and planet is different from a dwarf planet. What are the names of some dwarf planet that we have seen? Ceres. आप confused हो रहे हो asteroid और you are telling me asteroid. You are getting confused between asteroid and dwarf planet. There are 5 dwarf planet. Anybody? बताओ. Huame, Ceres, Pluto, Eris, Huame and Makemake. These are there. Pluto is found in which belt? Pluto is found in a Kuiper belt. What is Kuiper belt? It is beyond Neptune. You have a belt of the rock and debris. So beyond Pluto, there is an entire belt which has rocks and debris. That is your Kuiper belt. It is, as it is very far away from the sun. Neptune ke bhi beyond hai. It can also have the origin of the cold icy gases clumped up together with rocks that we called as comet. कि comet का जो origin है, कई बार you will see it is there in the Kuiper belt because it's very cold. So Pluto is also found in the Kuiper belt. Then beyond the Kuiper belt also we have a hypothetical zone. What is that hypothetical zone called? That is called as Oort cloud, which marks the edge of the solar system. Then we understood the planet. In planet we saw we have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Mercury, very near, smallest, but it does not have this, it is not the hottest. Despite being very near to the sun, it is not the hottest. Why? Because it does not have atmosphere. What does the atmosphere do? It helps in warming of a place, warming of the planet. So that is Mercury. Which is the hottest planet then? Is Venus. Venus is also called as Earth's twin, also known as toxic twin. So it is known as twin. Why? Because it has nearly same size and nearly same size, density and shape. That is Venus. However, one difference between Earth and Venus, one difference is rotation. Rotation is from east to west. Other difference between Earth and Venus is Venus atmosphere has lot of carbon dioxide. Venus atmosphere has lot of carbon dioxide, as unlike the Earth's atmosphere. The Earth's atmosphere has only 0.03% of carbon dioxide. Venus has nearly 90% of carbon dioxide, and therefore Venus is the hottest. Earth we will study in detail. Then you have Mars. Mars, what is the similarity between Earth and Mars? The tilt of axis. Earth's tilt is 23.5, the Mars tilt is around 25. So with respect to tilt, it is nearly same. When I talk about Mars, it is despite having lot of carbon dioxide, 95% of atmosphere being carbon dioxide, it is not very warm. Why it is not very warm? Because the atmosphere is very thin. So MVEM done. Then you have asteroid belt. Asteroid belt is what? This we are referring to the asteroid belt. Asteroid belt is a belt of rocky substances, metallic substances. There, why could it not become planet? Because the mass was not as much. Second, the Jupiter's gravity interfered with the aggregation of the substance. Jupiter's gravity was powerful, and therefore they could not collect together, they could not aggregate together, therefore they could not become a planet or a, but still they have the debris is spread over. What are the famous asteroids? Pallas, Vesta and Ceres. They three combined make up what? 50% of the entire mass of the asteroid belt. 50% of the entire mass of the asteroid belt is in these three. Okay. Ceres is also considered to be a dwarf planet. This was about asteroid. Then we are moving to Jupiter. What about Jupiter? It is the largest planet. Okay, largest planet, and if you combine together all the planets of the solar system, then also it will be twice that of all the combined together. What is a very famous thing in Jupiter? Red spot, a storm. Who is studying the red spot? The Juno. Juno is studying the red spot. Okay, Juno mission, flyby mission, that is trying to study the red spot. What about the atmosphere of Jupiter? It is made up of hydrogen and helium. Majorly made up of hydrogen and helium. Okay. But the difference between inner planet and outer planet is with respect to the composition. They are gaseous, they are terrestrial, they are rocky, they are bigger, they are smaller. When you talk about Jupiter, Jupiter has very different atmosphere as compared to the inner planet. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, they have very different atmosphere as that of the inner planet. The atmosphere of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune is 97% of it is 97 or 98% is hydrogen and helium. We do not have as much hydrogen and helium. Why? Kyun inner planet has not have enough of hydrogen and helium? They are blown away by the solar flare, solar winds. They are very near, therefore the gases could not condense to become a solid particle, and their gravity is also very less, so they could not hold the lighter gases. There are three reasons. Then we talk about Saturn. Saturn is also similar to second largest, similar to Jupiter, second largest, hydrogen and helium से बना है. One interesting fact about Saturn is the density is less than that of the water. Then you have Saturn with Uranus and Neptune. The good fact about Uranus is it tumbles. It tumbles. The rotation is sideways. And Neptune is very cold. Uranus is very, very cold as it is far away from the sun. That's what we have done yesterday. So we started off with this. Then we try to solve some of the MCQs there. Now, what you need to start writing about is, or what we need to start understanding is about the rotation and revolution of the earth, the movement. Okay, before you write it down, let's first understand about the formation of the solar system, the formation of star, the formation of the solar system. It is the same thing that is happening. It is the nebula. There is an entire nebula there, a cloud of dust, debris and rock, and there is a gravitational pull. There was a big bang, there was some tiny ball, the tiny ball exploded. As the tiny ball exploded, there was spread of the mass spread throughout. Though there is spread of the mass, there is a tendency among the matter to come together under gravitational collapse. All of them, they are coming together because of the gravitational pull. Much of the mass is being accumulated in the sun. Much of the mass is coming together and that becomes the sun. So this is about the sun. What is happening? The mass is coming together, there is gravitational collapse, there is gravitational pull, and then you have the formation of the sun. Similar to formation of the sun is the formation of the planet. That this is a nebula hypothesis, that there is a dust, there is a nebula, there is a cloud of dust, gas, debris, all of them are coming together, they are collapsing under the gravitational pull and they are forming the either sun, a very massive body, or they can form the planet, Now, there have been many hypotheses about how the planets have been formed, whether it was the nebula that was rotating and the masses have come together, whether it was nebula that was rotating and the masses have been ejected out from the same nebula, pulled by the same nebula. We will not go that much in detail because that is not needed. That is not needed for the examination. What you need to understand is a basic clarity that ek nebula tha. There was one nebula that had dust, gas, debris, all of them, they come together, there was gravitational pull, there was gravitational collapse, that has led to formation of the planets, that has led to formation of sun. The difference between sun and planet is very massive body formed the sun, formed the sun, and less massive bodies, they became the planet. Okay. One thing that you need to understand is while they were coming together and collapsing under the gravitational pull, the heavier body went inside and the lighter one remained outside. You can see this in meteorites, you can see this in our earth also. If you study the interior of the earth, you will see that crust, mantle and core. It is the core that is most dense, mantle that is less dense, and crust the lightest of all. Why? Because when there was coming together of the substances, the heavier one went inside while the lighter one they have remained outside. So when you study the interior of the earth, anybody knows what is the radius of the earth? 6,400 kilometers or 6,371 kilometers. Okay, so this is, let's say, the radius of the earth, 6,400 kilometers. I have taken a slice of the earth. This was the entire earth. I have taken a slice of the earth and we are studying this slice. The radius is what? The radius is around 6,400 kilometers. If you see the crust, the first layer is the crust, the second layer is mantle, the third layer is core, outer core and inner core. Which is the lightest? Okay, does anybody know what is the average density of the earth? If I say earth, average density of what it is? 1. Average density of Saturn is 0.6. What is the average density of earth? 3.7 बोला ना आपने? 2.7 नहीं, 3.4 भी नहीं. Average density of earth is about 5 to 5.5. The average density of earth is 5 to 5.5. Okay, that is the average density of the earth. And now I am saying, because of the gravitational collapse, the more dense substance went inside. So let's say, what is the density of the crust? Average density of the crust, let's say it is 3. It is 3. So what will be the average density of the overall earth is 5.5. So the first layer is 3. I am studying, I explode and I saw that the crust is 3, but then the overall density is 5. Then what will happen? what will be the density here? Less than 3 or more than 3? Less than 5, more than 5? More than 5. समझ रहा है क्यों? Because for compensation, this is lighter, but this is overall heavier. That means this has to be heavier. As I am moving down, I can see the density. The heavier metals are inside. The heavier things are inside. It's like this. The average weight of the class is 100. There came 5-6 ladies which had more than 100 kg weight. Some had 200, some had 300, some had 400, some had 500. Will the average weight of the class go up? CSAT. Will the average weight of the class go up? That's how it is. The average weight is of the whole. Why? How do you know? Yes, because they were more heavier. They were more heavier. Then you know ki obviously the average weight will be high. Here the average density is high, 5.5, but crust is only 2.5 or 3. So if the crust is 3 and if the whole of the earth was of homogeneous composition, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, the average density would have been 3, but average density is more. That means that there has to be some heavier metal inside, and this is what nebula hypothesis was also saying, that when there is gravitational collapse, when the things are coming together, the heavier metals are going inside, and this is proof that your earth's crust, the density is 3, mantle, the density is 5 to 7, core, the density is 9 to 13. So the core density is very dense, mantle is also dense, crust is the lighter layer. Crust is lightest, this is lighter, and this is the heaviest layer. Okay. How I am linking? I am linking the nebula hypothesis to the interior of the earth. While you study the interior of the earth, don't mechanically learn that crust is light, mantle is dense, core is denser. Understand why this is happening. This is happening because of the gravitational pull, the nebula hypothesis, which is used for explaining the solar system, which is used for explaining the sun and the planets. ठीक है, तो ये nebula hypothesis से ही हमको पता पड़ता है कि yes, in the interior they say that interior is much more denser, crust is much more denser than the crust. ये बहुत important हो जाता है because this has got link with your other form of theories, like your earth has a magnetic field around it. Why does the earth has magnetic field? How did we know that earth has a magnetic field? How can we be sure? Achha, what is the source of this magnetic field? This you will have to understand when you have this clarity कि हाँ नीचे वाला जो substance है वो dense है. The dense substance could be iron. If iron is continuously moving, it can produce magnetism. So there is a link through all of these things. One thing is linked to other thing is linked to other. One experience that I would like to share with you. Please don't miss geography classes. If you have decided that you will do it to the last, do it to the last. Don't miss a single class. Why? Because what happens is everything is connected. If you are not able to understand, ask. But then don't get frustrated and miss the class, because what will happen after 5-6 class you will think कि एक आधी class कर लेते हैं, let's go. And what is the link that is developed? That will not be easy for you to understand. So A is connected to B, B is connected to C, C is connected to D. That is especially in geography. Once climate class, temperature is connected to pressure, pressure is connected to wind, wind is connected to cyclone, cyclone is connected to extreme events. You cannot understand polar vortex unless and until you have all these things that are linked. So one request, please don't miss geography classes. If you have missed for any reason, try to do it online and try to ask whatever you feel कि नहीं समझ आ रहा है, आप फिर से बता दें. नहीं समझ आ रहा है, this is what is coming in my way. Please try to do that. So what are we writing? We are looking at all of iron is a source of gravitational collapse. आप ये बोलो कि इंटीरियर में क्यों है heavier metal? That is because of the gravitational collapse. As there is gravitational collapse that is happening, the entire universe, you have dark energy, dark matter, you have gravity there in the entire universe. It is not always necessary that there has to be iron there. It is not necessary. There is gravitational collapse that is happening throughout the universe. There is dark energy, dark matter, and the matter that as matter formed, So the physics ke forces also formed, right? Gravity and other things. Don't say iron is the source of gravitational collapse. Rather you say because of gravitational collapse, the heavier metal went inside. Iron being one of the heavier metal, you find it more in the inside. You can say like this. Okay? That's how it is. Fine. Where were we? We were at the solar system. Give the heading formation of the solar system. Solar system and the formation of the solar system. You've written the definition of solar system, right? Okay. Right? Please write the first point. When did universe began? Universe formation began 13.7 billion years ago. Formation of universe में first point. Solar system originated around 4.5 to 5 billion years ago. 4.5 to 5 billion years ago. The most accepted theory, next point, the most accepted theory is nebular hypothesis. It's nebular hypothesis by Immanuel Kant, by Kant, K-A-N-T, by I. Kant, by Immanuel Kant, I-M-M-A-N-U-E-L, by Immanuel Kant, and Laplace, L-A-P-L-A-C-E, by Laplace. Two of the mathematicians, they have given nebular hypothesis theory, and this is one of the most accepted theory. There have been other theories also. Jean Jeffrey की theory है, वो हमारे लिए इतनी important नहीं है. That is not as important for us. What is important is nebular hypothesis, right? The third point, solar system came. Solar system came from nebula, in bracket, huge cloud of gas and dust, bracket close, that began to contract inward due to its own gravitational collapse, Okay. Third point, next point, collapse of nebula. The collapse of nebula formed the sun, and it was surrounded by the disk of gas and dust. See what I am saying? Listen, around 4.55 billion years ago, there was this nebula. This nebula is falling under its own gravitational collapse. Much of the collapse of the material forms the sun. As it is forming the sun, still there is a disk. There is a disk of dust and gas. There was a disk of dust and gas that eventually came together to form planets. All the planets, next point, all the planets revolve on the same plane. all the planets revolve on the same plane, plane, on the same plane पे revolve कर रहे हैं, all of them are revolving on the same plane, reveals the relationship with the original nebular disk, ठीक है. So all of them they are on the same plane of the around the sun. That means they were together a part of the same nebula. This is therefore they are revolving around the sun in the same plane. Same plane पे ही कर रहे हैं, ऐसा नहीं एक ऊपर एक नीचे एक ऐसा. It's not like that. They are on the same plane. They may be far away from the sun. This is the sun. You can have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter. They can be far off, but this was the same disk, and therefore they are on the same plane. It's not like that Mercury is here, Earth is here, Neptune is here, Jupiter is there. It is the same plane, that is where you have this is the sun, you have on the same plane, all of them are there. So it was from the same disk that they have been formed. It was the same disk that eventually formed the planets. It is not the case that you have Mercury here, Venus here, Mars here, Jupiter here. That is not the case. Okay. Please write next point. The nebula hypothesis. The nebula hypothesis explains the nebula hypothesis explains the layered nature of the Earth. They explain the layered nature of the Earth's interior. Okay, if I go into the interior of the Earth, it is not one single rock. The Earth is layered. You have a layer of crust, you have a layer of mantle, you have a layer of core. And I am saying, who is explaining this? The nebula hypothesis is explaining the layered nature of the Earth's interior, and also explains why, and also explains why the density increases in the inner layer. Okay. It is who is explaining this? Nebula hypothesis is explaining this. Fine. Now I know it's a bit early, but then because you've decided to enter in the game, let's enter the game full-fledged. Write a question. ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. Write a question. Question is, how does Juno mission of NASA helps to understand the origin and evolution of Earth? How does Juno mission of NASA helps to understand the origin and evolution of Earth? What is the question? There is a mission called as Juno mission, and I am saying it is helping me in understanding what? The origin and evolution of Earth. I am not expecting you to write an answer. What I am expecting you is at least know the structuring. In the answer there are 3 parts: introduction, body and conclusion. Can you just tell me what you already have the question with you? You can read the question. What will you write in conclusion? What will you write in introduction. What? लिखोगे क्या? Don't tell me the content. I am not expecting you to tell me the content. I am just expecting that suppose you are given a topic. How will Juno mission help in understanding the origin and evolution of the earth? At least tell like a storyline. Let's say first I will write about this thing, then I will write about this thing, then I will try to conclude in this manner. Tell me that much. बताओ एक एक करके. Introduction. What will, अच्छा, you will explain earth. What will you write earth में? मतलब कुछ तो सोचा होगा. I'll write about earth. You will write about the origin and evolution of earth. ठीक है. Anybody else? बताओ. You will write about all the hypothesis of the earth's origin. That means the origin and evolution of the earth. You will focus on that. You will write about Juno mission. What is Juno mission? What is you can write about the origin and evolution of the earth, but what is the subject matter here? The subject matter is Juno mission is helping me know about the earth's interior and evolution. So I can start off with Juno mission. You will write Juno mission is a mission of NASA that is aiming to study Jupiter's cloud, Jupiter's atmosphere, Jupiter's the layer of the first layer of the rock. It is trying to study about the water vapor presence or not. Okay, this is the first thing. You can talk about what is Juno and what is Juno even trying to do, because what is the keyword? The keyword is, acha, tell me what are the keywords of the question? What are the keywords? Juno mission and the origin and evolution of the earth. So firstly I started off what is Juno mission. This is Juno mission, first keyword. Second, I will explain Juno mission will help me in understanding the origin and evolution of the earth. Now forget Juno mission. If I tell you to make the components of the origin and evolution of the earth, if I say think what are the components of the origin and evolution of earth, when I say अर्थ इवॉल्व हुआ या अर्थ ओरिजिनेट हुआ, तो किस किस पैरामीटर्स पे बात करोगे? व्हाट वुड बी दी पैरामीटर्स यू विल थिंक ऑफ? फाइन. कैन आई से व्हेन आई से ओरिजिन ऑफ अर्थ, व्हाट डज अर्थ मीन्स हियर? प्लैनेट. अर्थ मीन्स when I say the origin and evolution of earth, can I say the origin and evolution of earth's crust, the first layer? Can I say it is about origin and evolution of earth's atmosphere? It is about origin and evolution of water in the earth. Getting? I am splitting it. Origin and evolution of earth matlab kya? What are you trying to tell me? Juno can help me know how did the crust evolve. Juno can help me what was the initial nebula, because Juno is still Jupiter is still in the nebula phase, dust debris ke phase mein. Has Jupiter become a solidified body? It still has dust, it still has debris, it still has atmosphere, the original atmosphere, hydrogen and helium. The Earth's atmosphere has been modified, but Jupiter's atmosphere is still there. So it can tell me what was Earth's initial atmosphere. It can tell me how was Earth's initial crust. It can tell me that how did the water come into picture. When you say it is telling me about Earth, what is it telling me about? It is telling me about the first rock, it is telling me about the water, it is telling me about the gases, it is telling me how did atmosphere evolve. Are you telling what do you mean by origin and evolution of the earth? You can split it into various components. What do you mean by earth here? That is what is the idea. This is how you will start thinking about the answers first. Now, wait for today's class and tomorrow's class. Okay. By the time we are completing tomorrow's class, you can take this as an assignment. Okay. You will have 3 days break from me, 4 days break from me, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can take this as an assignment and you can submit some of your answers. You can submit your answers. I am not expecting you to write, expecting you to know the content for now. Okay. When it was asked, we did not know the content. But I am taking it as an exercise to at least train you into answer writing, to at least help you think. You want to use content from the internet, use content from the internet, but at least try to fit it into two sides. It's a two-side answer. This view, it is an open book test. Okay, you use internet, but try to at least write. How will you write introduction? What will you write in the body? How will you write in the body? Okay, what can be the conclusion? So what I'm saying, in the introduction we said, what is Juno mission? Juno mission is about, question फिर से देखते हैं. Juno mission will help me in understanding of the Earth's interior, or will help me understand origin and evolution of the Earth. If I have to understand the origin of Earth, if I have to understand the evolution of the Earth, Juno mission helps me. Firstly, I started off, what is Juno mission? Second, how is Juno mission helps me in understanding the Earth's crust? How is Juno mission helps me in understanding the Earth's atmosphere? How is Juno mission helping me in understanding of this, the evolution of the water? How is Juno mission helping me understand how was the Earth's journey? How is the Earth moving around the sun? Then, what conclusion will you write? That can be there. Can Juno mission be a foolproof idea in understanding of the Earth's evolution? हो सकता है Jupiter की journey अलग हो. The Jupiter's journey can be very different from Earth's journey. So, is Juno mission a foolproof evidence in understanding the Earth or not? That can be one. Anything else? Limitation. That's what he said. No? Is it foolproof or not? What are the limitations? To know about Earth's evolution and origin. We know about Earth's evolution and origin. Abhi tak to Juno nahi tha. There would be other evidences also, no? That has helped me in understanding the Earth. So you can also talk about the other missions, the other things that can help me in understanding the Earth's origin and evolution. Juno is one of them, but there are others also. That also you can talk about. You can talk about limitation of Juno, or you can also talk about the other things also. Okay, so this is about your structuring. Wait for 2-3 classes. I will make you write an answer for this. Bata. For a factual question like this, what is a positive note? लिख सकते हो वो भी, but it is not always necessary to end it on a positive note. It's not always. Governance थोड़ी है, government को थोड़ी बात कर रहे हो. The AC drama begins. अच्छा. Okay, ठीक है. See, the method that I will follow in the classes is, I believe I will not make you write. ठीक है. You are all more comfortable in marking and this, and I believe that will speed up a process. We have to cover prelims as well as mains. I expect from you to write in mains. Now what happens is, giving handouts has a limitation. One limitation is, I don't want you to forget answer writing. In the prelims is one part, mains mein you have to write, and you have to write with speed. Okay? You really need to write with speed. If I generally say this in the classes also, even if you have a content in your hand, to write 2 sides, you will see that it will take you 7 minutes. And in the examination, you only have 7 minutes to write a 10 marker question. You have 7 minutes to write a 10 marker question. You have 10.5 minutes to write a 15 mark question. 10.5 ही है, 11 भी नहीं है. It is 10.5. It is not even 11. So when I say, one thing that I expect from you is, because we will not be writing probably in the class, you should not forget answer writing. You will have to write, and you should write to such a, it's not about writing speed, it is about thinking speed. So आपको उस stage पे जाना है. अभी बहुत nascent है. Still we are at a very nascent stage. But what stage we have to go? We have to go at a stage where you have to think and write. मतलब for now. And in the examination, you should not think. You should only write. It should be so much into your tip of the tongue. It should be so much into your tip of the fingers that you are not thinking. You are just making things there. You are playing the game there. That's the level that you should reach in the mains examination. For that, even if you are not writing notes in the class, at least one request, don't stop answer it. As the unit gets completed, as the topic gets completed, you will write the answers and we'll see. I'll only evaluate and give you the feedback. ठीक है, मैं ही देखूंगी, मैं ही feedback दूँ. ठीक है, so please don't do that. If we are not writing in the class, at least try to write answers. Otherwise it becomes a very big handicap. आने के बाद भी, despite knowing things, people are not able to write. So that should not be a handicap. That is why I generally speak fast in the class also. लिखो, तेज लिखो, ठीक है, but ठीक है. I'll give you the handouts because speed maintain करनी है, but you will have to write the answers. I'll give you the handouts only till you give me the answers. The day I stop receiving answers, I will start dictating again. ठीक है, that goes both way. मैं तब तक ही handouts दूंगी जब तक मुझे answers मिलेंगे. If I don't get answers, I will stop giving you the handouts. ठीक है, that's a deal. You will give the answers, I'll give you the handouts. Fine. Now moving on, where were we? We were at the question that such kind of question have been asked. Wait for 2-3 days, we will make you write. Now, evolution and the origin of the solar system, origin and evolution of the universe has been done. We started off with universe, we started off with the terms, we understood the origin and evolution of the solar system. Moving on to the motions of the earth. Motions of the earth. So please write. Please write the heading, the motions of the earth. So there are two basic movements. The movements of the earth. First, there are two basic movements. One, daily rotation on its axis. There are two movements. One, daily rotation on the axis. Second, annual revolution around the sun. Daily rotation on the axis, annual revolution around the sun, along with, there are two basic movements. First, daily rotation on the axis. Earth daily rotates on its axis. Second, annual movement around the sun. Not only does it rotate, but it is also revolving around the sun. This is the sun, it is revolving around the sun and it is also rotating. So there are two basic movements. One is rotation on its axis. The other is revolution around the sun. इसमें लिखे along with, उसी में लिखे along with inclination and polarity. Along with inclination and polarity. What does this mean? Earth rotates, there is a tilted axis. You can see Earth rotates and there is a tilted axis. There is this tilted axis and this tilted axis is maintained throughout whether the earth is moving around the sun or not. एक तो tilted axis है जिसपे वो rotate करता है और ये जो tilted axis है, this tilted axis is maintained despite where is the earth and the sun. Where is the earth or the sun? Where is the earth on the sun? Wherever it is there on this plane, it will not turn like this. This axis will always be maintained. That means this inclination of 23.5, if this is 23.5, it will be maintained even if it is revolving. So one motion is daily rotation. The other motion is revolution on an tilted axis. That is revolution on an inclination. The inclination is not changing despite where it is there in the plane. So the second one was annual revolution around sun along with inclination and polarity. What is polarity? That means the angle is not changing much. The angle is same. Okay. So first one, right? Earth's rotation. First one is Earth's rotation. First motion, we are referring to the first motion, that is Earth's rotation. Second, इसमें लिखो अर्थ रोटेशन क्या है, सिंपल है, अर्थ रोटेशन इज अर्थ रोटेशन टेक्स प्लेस in 24 hours. One entire rotation takes place in 24 hours. ठीक है, the earth rotates from west to east. The earth rotates from west to east. ठीक है, third one, the tilt of the axis of rotation is 23 and a half from the line perpendicular to the plane of ecliptic, ECLIPCTIC, ecliptic. ठीक है, what I am trying to say, suppose this is your sun, earth is revolving around the sun, the revolution is what? This revolution is in a plane. What is this plane called? Ecliptic plane. जिस plane पे earth is revolving around the sun, this plane is called as what? This plane is called as ecliptic plane. So this is called as ecliptic plane. Now, if I draw a perpendicular, suppose this is your ecliptic plane. If I draw another diagram, this is my other diagram. So if this is the ecliptic plane, or the orbital plane, you can say orbital plane or you can say ecliptic plane. If I draw a perpendicular to the ecliptic plane, then my earth's rotation is what? 23.5 degree. What is the rotation? What is the tilted axis? The tilted axis is 23.5 to what? To the perpendicular drawn to what? To the ecliptic plane or the orbital plane. Again, there is a orbital plane along which the earth is revolving. If this is the orbital plane or the ecliptic plane, if I draw a perpendicular to it and I say 23.5 to the perpendicular to the ecliptic plane, I can say this, or I can also say it is 66.5 to the ecliptic plane or the orbital plane. It is 66.5 to the orbital plane or the ecliptic plane. So earth is rotating. It is 66.5 to the ecliptic plane or the orbital plane, or it is 23.5 to the perpendicular drawn from the ecliptic plane. Samjha? Anybody? Should I repeat? Right. So earth is, this is the earth. The earth is, okay, यहाँ पे समझते हैं. This is the earth. The earth is moving in a ecliptic plane or the orbital plane. हिंदी में पढ़ाऊं? फिर वो बच्चे गए. मैं फिर पहले let me then do this. Let me explain in Hindi online class and then I will explain again in English. ठीक है. हिंदी में क्या बोल रहे हैं? हिंदी में ये बोल रहे हैं अर्थ घूम रहा है सन के इस तरफ, एक प्लेन पे घूम रहा है. ठीक है, ये जो प्लेन पे घूम रहा है और हम अच्छा ठीक है, ये प्लेन है. ठीक है, इस प्लेन में अर्थ घूम रहा है, ये सन है. तो ये जो घूम रहा है ये ऐसा टिल्ट में नहीं घूम रहा है. इसकी टिल्ट ऐसी है, इसकी टिल्ट ऐसी है, इसकी टिल्ट ऐसी है, इसकी टिल्ट ऐसी है. यानी ये टिल्ट क्या है? ये एप्लिक्टिव प्लेन से 66.5 है. या इस पर कोई परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉ कर दो और उस पर 23.5. तो अर्थ ऐसे नहीं घूम रहा है, अर्थ टिल्ट पे घूम रहा है. यहाँ पे देखो अर्थ की टिल्ट है, अर्थ की टिल्ट है, अर्थ की टिल्ट है. अगर अर्थ बिना टिल्ट के घूमता, ठीक है, ऐसे घूमता, तो अलग सीजन्स बनते, क्योंकि अर्थ टिल्ट पे घूम रहा है तो अलग सीजन्स बनते, ठीक है। अगर ऐसे घूमता तो यहाँ पे क्या होता, ये वाला साइड जो है ऐसे होता, ये वाला साइड ऐसे होता, ये वाला साइड होता, नियरली इक्वल सनलाइट मिलती नॉर्थ सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर को, ठीक है। बट क्योंकि ये ऐसे घूम रहा है, देखो इट इज मूविंग लाइक दिस, कैन यू सी द नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर इज डायरेक्टेड अवे फ्रॉम सन, कैन यू सी द सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर इज, द नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर इज फेसिंग द सन। अगेन ऐसे होता तो कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता, तो क्या होता है, नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर में 6 महीने तक लाइट नहीं आती, सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर में 6 महीने तक लाइट नहीं आती, क्यों, ये सन से दूर है, ये सन से दूर है, ये सन से पास आ गया, ये सन से पास आ गया, तो ये टिल्ट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करती है इसमें, ठीक है, सीजन्स में। अगर टिल्ट नहीं होती तो कोई फर्क ही नहीं होता सीजन्स में। तो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से कि अर्थ इज, व्हेन इट इज रोटेटिंग, दिस रोटेशन इज ऑन अ tilt, the tilt maintain its angle even while it is moving along whatever place it is there. What is the angle? The angle is either you say 66.5 from the elliptical, or you say draw perpendicular and it is 23.5. Got it? So what is this? We are saying that Earths rotate. You can have a diagram completely here. This is your, can you see, this is the tilt. Can you see? This is the tilt. Again, this is the tilt. Now see, here, this what happens. The northern hemisphere tilt is away from the sun. And can you see it's dark for the northern hemisphere. Till the time the tilt again faces this one. Till the time again, this is the summer for the northern hemisphere. Summer for the northern hemisphere. This is equal day and equal night for the every place on the earth. This is again the winter starts setting for the northern hemisphere. So why am I emphasizing on the tilt? Because it is the tilt that plays an important role. Had there been no tilt, it would have been like this. But because there is a tilt, the northern hemisphere is directed away. The northern hemisphere is directed near. The northern hemisphere is directed here. So there are two movements of the earth. One is Earth's rotation. The other is the Earth's revolution. How does the earth rotate? Does the earth rotate perpendicular to the elliptical? No, it is tilted in a direction. What is the direction in which it is tilted? It is 66.5 to the orbital plane or the elliptical plane, or if you draw a perpendicular to the elliptical plane, it is 23.5 tilt to the elliptical plane. So there are two movements, rotation and revolution. Rotation and revolution play a very important role in day and night. They play an important role. Rotation plays an important role in day and night. Revolution on a tilted axis play a very important role for the seasons. ठीक है? Yes. हाँ. नहीं. Sun is not exactly at the center. If you look at here, the sun is not exactly at the center. Here, this is near. Here it is near. ये जो ecliptic पे जो घूम रहा है, this is not a completely circular motion. Then equal है, but the revolution, is the revolution taking place in a circular manner? Is the earth revolving around the sun in a circular manner? This is what? It is revolving in what? In a elliptical manner. ठीक है? I will ask you a question इसके बाद. Now first tell me, अच्छा पहले rotation लिखो, फिर revolution पढ़ेंगे, फिर we will ask. First write the rotation, then we'll go to revolution, then we'll see the questions also. Write the first one. Write the earth's rotation. You've written the time period is 24 hours. The rotation goes from west to east. ठीक है? And then the rotation, the tilt of the axis of rotation is 23.5 perpendicular to the ecliptical plane. Draw this diagram. Draw this diagram. Earth, ecliptical plane, perpendicular to the ecliptical plane, and 23.5 or 23.4. once you have drawn the ecliptical plane perpendicular to the ecliptical plane 23.5, then you draw equator, then later on you draw the equator. Can you see equator? Can you see equator? The ecliptical plane and equator are not same, they are not same, otherwise people will think that equator and ecliptical plane are same. Yes. No, why do you say that? नहीं, क्यों? Why do you say that? यूनिफॉर्म नहीं है तो पाथ क्यों डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होगा? ग्रेविटेशन you the as earth is layered, even the sun is layered, but the layering is not north hemisphere south hemisphere, the layering is interior में. It is not uniform mass of sun, no, that is not the case, but it's like same. Understand, if I say earth, ठीक है, is it like that the earth is layered? First tell me, is the earth uniform? Is the earth surface uniform? No. But is there a difference between, if there is a difference between the crust in the northern hemisphere and crust in the southern hemisphere? No. Is there a difference between mantle in the northern hemisphere and mantle in the southern hemisphere? No. But is there a difference between, एक होता है पूरा यूनिफॉर्म होना, सब जगह सेम, नॉर्थ में भी सेम, साउथ में भी सेम, अंदर तक भी सेम. नॉर्थ और साउथ में तो सेम ही है ना, अंदर डिफरेंस है. तो ये मत बोलो कि सन यूनिफॉर्म है, सन यूनिफॉर्म नहीं है, बट सन में नॉर्थ और साउथ में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, सन के ईस्ट और वेस्ट में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. सर डेप्थ में जाओगे तो वो यूनिफॉर्म नहीं मिलेगा, उसमें नहीं प्रॉब्लम है, उसमें सेम रहेगा, ठीक है. और सन क्या है? इट इज अ बॉल ऑफ गैसेस, इट्स अ बिग बॉल ऑफ गैस, ठीक है. तो गैस कैसे चेंज होगी और क्या फर्क पड़ेगा वो भी हम प्रिडिक्ट नहीं कर सकते. तो क्योंकि अब तक ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ है तो उसको यूनिफॉर्म कॉम्पोजिशन बस मत बोलो. इट्स नॉट यूनिफॉर्म इन कॉम्पोजिशन, दैट्स द ओनली थिंग दैट आई वांट टू से. बट हाँ, ईस्ट वेस्ट नॉर्थ साउथ में बहुत ज़्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं पता पड़ा है अब तक. देयर आर स्टडीज विच आर स्टिल गोइंग ऑन, जिसमें पढ़ोगे आगे भी कि इजेक्शंस होते हैं, कोरोनल मास इजेक्शन होते हैं, वो गैस का बॉल है बस, ठीक है. ओके, इतना सिंपलिस्टिक नहीं करेंगे क्योंकि पाथ नहीं चेंज हुआ है तो वो यूनिफॉर्म है. इट इज टू सिंपलिस्टिक अ notion to be. All of you done? Now this is about the rotation, that the rotation is on a tilted axis which is 66.5 to the elliptical plane or the orbital plane, and it is 23.5 to the perpendicular drawn to the elliptical plane. All of you clear with this? Okay, right. The effect of Earth's rotation, the effect of Earth's rotation. It causes days and night, it causes day and night. Dash करके places away from the sun, experiences night, places away from the sun experiences night. This is, whereas places away from the sun experiences night, and the places near the sun experiences day. The sun experiences day. एक लाइन लिखें, सर्कल ऑफ इल्यूमिनेशन, सर्कल ऑफ इल्यूमिनेशन. इल्यूमिनेशन की स्पेलिंग ILLUMINA, इसमें लिखो सर्कल ऑफ इल्यूमिनेशन, ILLUMINATION. सर्कल ऑफ इल्यूमिनेशन divides the places under darkness and light, under darkness and light. Circle of illumination divides the places into darkness and night. So one which is near the sun experiences light, one which is away from the sun experiences darkness. As the earth is rotating, the darkness and the night will change. Okay, and which is this line? This line which is separating the lighted half and the unlighted half is called as circle of illumination. Illumination means to light, illuminate kar dena. So this circle, this is also a circle that divides the lighted place from the unlighted place is called as circle of illumination. Now this was about rotation. ठीक है, और भी सारी चीजें होती है रोटेशन के कारण. I am just giving you some idea. I am not making you write that. When I say earth is rotating, okay, this is the earth is rotating. As the earth is rotating, the earth has water, the earth has, this is the earth has water surrounding, will have water also. Suppose this is your sun. As the earth is rotating, and will the sun attract the water, gravitational pull of the water? And we know that every force has equal and opposite, every action has opposite and equal and opposite reaction. Every force will have equal and opposite force. So if this is the gravitational pull of the sun, there is also a centrifugal force of the earth. One action has equal and opposite reaction. So here this is how the water is getting pulled. Suppose this is place A, suppose this is place B, suppose D, E. Okay. And what is the earth doing? The earth is rotating. So sometime place A will come near sun, sometime place B will come, sometime C, sometime D, and this will go on. And what is this? The gravitational pull of the water is there. So this is your tide, this is also the tide. What is tide? The water level that has been increased because of the gravitational pull of the sun and the centrifugal force of the earth. So now as this is rotating, can I say place A will experience tide? Then I say place B will experience tide. Can I say place C will experience tide as the earth is rotating? Right? So every place is experiencing a tide, and similarly when the place A comes here, it will also experience tide again. Place B, when it comes here, it will experience tide. Place C, when it is, this is going on, right? It is continuously. So every place can experience what? Every place can experience 2 tides in one day, in 24 hours, because from 24 hours A will move here to here. So in one day, can place A experience 2 tide? Can place B experience 2 tide? Can place C experience 2 tide? Can place D experience 2 tide? Because it is continuously moving. So let's say this is A, B, C and D. This is also tide, this is also tide. A experienced, B, C, D, and when A reached here, it also experienced tide again. So within 24 hours, A experienced tides 2 times. Place B experienced tide 2 times. C experienced tide 2 times. So what is rotation doing? It is allowing the place to experience the tides at least 2 times in a day. Okay. So that is also the effect of rotation. Another effect of rotation is, understand, earth is what? Earth is not, no, it's not like this. Earth is what? Earth is a spherical body, So let's say this A to B and C to D. Is the distance same? Is A to B is equal to C to D? AB is not same as CD, but the whole earth revolves, the whole earth rotates in 24 hours, the whole earth rotates. So where is the speed of rotation more? Speed is equal to distance upon time. Time is same, 24 hours. So if the distance is more, speed of rotation will be more at the equator. Speed of rotation will be less at the poles. So because of the spherical nature and the same time taken for rotation, there is difference in the speed of rotation. Are you getting? Speed is equal to distance upon time. So if time is constant 24/7, greater the distance. See, place A to place B. A has to reach here in 12 hours and C has to reach here in 12 hours. So C can go slowly, A can have to go fast. As A will have to go fast, the speed of the rotation will be more at the equator, the speed of rotation will be less at the poles. This is also because of the spherical nature of the earth. Because there is variation in the speed, of the earth's rotation, there is an additional force that is created. We call it as, there was a scientist that discovered the force that is called as Coriolis force. A scientist discovered that something that is moving, okay, rotating, there is an additional force that is called as, by his name, the name of the scientist was Coriolis. उन्होंने बोला कोई चीज ऐसे घूम रही है, rotate कर रही है, तो while something, let's say wind, while wind is moving from year to year, on the wind there would be an additional force that is called as Coriolis force, because a scientist called as Coriolis discovered it. What did the scientist Coriolis said? He said that any body that rotates, on the body, if there is a fluid that is moving, let's say water is moving, let's say wind is moving, they will have additional force. That force was named after him. And what does that force do? It deflects the fluid to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere. So any body that is rotating and anything that there is a fluid, it will try to move, it will try to deflect. There would be an additional force. वो उसको right की तरफ लेके जाएगा northern hemisphere में, left की तरफ लेके जाएगा southern hemisphere. Something that is moving. ठीक है? So this, because of the rotation, there is an additional force that was generated by scientists that discovered it. Because of the rotation, a place can experience tides twice in a day. I'll repeat. Because of the rotation, a place can experience tide twice in a day. Because of rotation, there is an additional force that is being generated. We will not go into why, because वो scientist की बात है. Because of rotation, there is an additional force that is being generated that will deflect a fluid, water, gas, to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere. एक और चीज थोड़ा general समझते हैं. If you look at the rocket launches of the world, the rocket launches of the world take place at near the equator. क्यों? Because it is the equator that is rotating at a faster speed. So what will happen if I try to launch a rocket? If I try to launch a rocket from equator or let's say tropic or let's say poles, poles तो धीरे घूम रहे हैं, poles are rotating slowly, so it will not provide a thrust. Whenever a body is moving, right, the initial speed is dependent on the speed from where it is moved. For example, you are traveling in a train, you threw a coin, the train was traveling at let's say 100 kilometer. The coin that you threw will travel at a speed of 100 kilometer or nearby. If you are traveling in a train that is traveling at 20 kilometer, the speed of the train will also affect the speed of the coin. अगर आपने coin को फेंका and the train was moving at 20 kilometer per hour, the speed of the coin will also be nearly same. So if I have to launch a rocket, I will try to launch a rocket from a place which is moving at a faster speed, because it will provide a thrust to my rocket. मेरे rocket को thrust मिलेगा if something is moving at a faster speed. So because equator is moving at a faster speed, the thrust will be more if I launch it from the equator. तो ज़्यादा rocket को thrust मिलेगा, ज़्यादा rocket को energy मिलेगी because the equator is moving at a faster speed. रशिया फिर कहाँ से launch करता है rocket? Russia can launch from where? Russia is to the north. So Russia used a country, Russia actually took a help of a country in South America from which your equator passes. Yes, somebody said that. French Guiana say much of the rocket launching have been done from the Russia. So what is the speed doing? The speed of the rotation is affecting these all things. The rotation is creating day and night, that all of you know. Rotation creates day and night. But rotation also helps a place to experience tide twice rotation, because of rotation there is an additional force that is being created, which was discovered by a scientist called as Coriolis force, which was discovered by a scientist called as Coriolis. तो एक साइंटिस्ट ने बोला कि अगर कोई चीज रोटेट करती है तो एक एडिशनल फोर्स जनरेट होता है, कोरियोलिस ने बोला, कोरियोलिस जी ने बोला, एंड दैट ही सेड दैट एनीथिंग दैट रोटेट्स will deflect a fluid to the right in the northern hemisphere, would deflect a thing to the left in the southern hemisphere. So because of rotation, day and night is there. Tide is also there, and there is a additional force, that is a Coriolis force. ठीक है, ये काफी काम आता है Coriolis force in your climate, in the wind system. Because of Earth's rotation, आपको एक additional thrust मिलता है. If you have seen this also, while there are children in the merry-go-round, one throws a ball to this one, A2, so this is A, B, C and D. A, B, C or D, ऐसे करते हैं. A, B, C or D. From A to C, if I throw a ball and there is a merry-go-round that is going on, the ball will never reach A. The ball will either reach C or the ball will reach D, depending on how is the merry-go-round getting turned. Why? Because whenever a body is in rotation, then what happens? Coriolis force gets active. And Coriolis force does what? For the Earth, it deflects things to the right in the northern hemisphere and deflects things to the left in the southern hemisphere. So effect of rotation mein first was day and night. Write the second one. For the between ज़्यादा होता है. Actually ये जो हमने आपको बताया ना tide, this is one of the very simplistic theory. Tide actually are not global phenomena. Here I told you a globe, across the globe. Tide in reality are regional phenomena. They are affected by the size of the continental shelf. They are affected by the depth of the ocean basin. There is a difference in the tide experienced at the Bay of Bengal versus Arabian Sea, because Arabian Sea ka configuration is different from the Bay of Bengal. So tides are very local phenomena and regional phenomena, right? So there are many factors that affect the tide. For your answer, it is more than 12 hours. Okay? Okay. Please likhe. What are we writing? The effect of the rotation. First is day and night. Second effect likhe. Because of rotation, a fluid of any fluid on the Earth is deflected to right, is deflected to the right in the northern hemisphere. Have I written this? Is deflected to the right in the northern hemisphere. Any fluid is deflected to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere. Bracket close. This is because of the apparent force. This is because of an apparent force called as Coriolis force. This is because of the apparent force called as Coriolis force. Okay, write the third one, the third effect. Each place on the Earth, can experience tide, because of Earth's rotation. You can also write next point, give a next point only. Okay. The speed of rotation is maximum along the equator and decreases with the increase in latitude and decreases with the increase in latitude. Speed of rotation is maximum at the equator, and as you move higher in the latitude, the speed of rotation will decrease, right? From equator to pole, the speed of rotation is going to reduce because Earth is a spherical body. Okay. Therefore, right? Therefore, the satellites and other space mission, are launched closer to the equator, so as to provide an initial thrust. Write one example. Write the name of place. Kourou, Kourou, Kourou in French Guyana. Guyana, French Guyana is widely used for launching satellite. Does equator pass through India? Okay. Does it pass through India? Where does India, if this is my India, this is the whole India, what is the southernmost tip of India? Indira Point. What is the latitude there? Anybody? Latitude of Indira Point? 6 degree north. That means equator does not pass through India. But where should I have my launching stations? Should I have my launching station at somewhere in Jammu Kashmir, Ladakh, or should I have my launching station in the southern side? I should have my launching station in the southern side. Where does India has the launching station? In the Sriharikota. Sriharikota is there in the southern side, okay, towards your Pulicat Lake. I hope I am not sounding Greek. Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu pe there is a lake called as Pulicat Lake, where there is an island called as Sriharikota Island, from where we launch our satellites and missile launching stations are there. Okay, satellite launching station to wahin se. So this is what about your, how is rotation affecting the places from where you launch your satellite? How does rotation affects tides? How does rotation affects Coriolis force? And apart from your day and night. Okay, ये होता है rotation. Right? Next motion, that is your revolution of the earth. The revolution of the earth. Now, okay, let me explain it to you again. Suppose there was no tilt. Then what will happen? Northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, North Pole and South Pole, they would have not very drastic seasons. You are also receiving sunlight, you are also receiving sunlight. You are also receiving sunlight, you are also receiving sunlight. You are also receiving sunlight and you are also receiving sunlight. यहाँ पे भी. Any place I am receiving the sunlight. But what is happening? The tilt is like this. The axis is tilted. So therefore, what happens? Northern hemisphere can experience sometime be near the sun, and therefore the southern hemisphere, the southern pole will be away from the sun, or it can be the southern hemisphere that is near the sun. It can be the northern hemisphere that is near the sun. ऐसे हो सकता है because of the tilt. That is the case. So आपको 6 महीने के लिए sunlight नहीं मिलेगी. You will not have sunlight for nearly 6 months, and you will not have sunlight nearly for 6 months. So there are 2-3 things that we need to understand. One, rotation. Okay, forget it for now. Forget rotation for now. The revolution of the earth, one is in the tilted axis. Because the revolution is on the tilted axis, one is it is there on the tilted axis. Second, the revolution of the earth around the sun, is it in the circular manner? The revolution of the earth around the sun is not in the circular manner. Sometime the earth is very far off, sometime the earth is very near. The earth is very far off or the earth is very near. That means the revolution is not in the circular manner, the revolution is in the elliptical manner. So it is not that it is equidistance throughout. Sometimes it is far off, sometimes it is near, sometimes it is far off, sometimes it is near. Now the idea that when the earth is far off from the sun and when the earth is near the sun, this is this responsible for seasons? Can this be responsible for the seasons? It is far off, so it will be cool. It is near, so it should be warm. It is far off, so it should be cool. It is near, therefore it should be warm. If we think statistically, the distance difference when it is very far off to distance difference when it is very near, दोनों में अगर difference देखते हैं, it is only 0.3% difference. मतलब sunlight में अगर difference देखोगे तो there is not much difference. Rather, when is the earth, this is called as what? This is called as aphelion. This is called as, sorry, this is called as perihelion. This is called as aphelion. Away from the sun, aphelion. Near the sun, pass है sun के तो perihelion. P for pass, P for perihelion. Away from the sun, A for away, A for aphelion. Sun and earth are very near to each other on 3rd of January or the 4th of January. So this is a winter time. They are near, but it is a winter time. When the earth and sun are very far off, that is during the month of 3rd of July or the 4th of July. So this cannot be the case. The elliptical path cannot be the case because 3rd January में तो pass है northern hemisphere के लिए, and 3rd January is what? Winter for the northern hemisphere. On the 3rd of July it is far off, but it is summers for the northern hemisphere. So elliptical path is not playing a major role because the difference in the energy when the sun is near, when the sun and earth are near and the sun and earth are away, the difference in the energy is not much. समझ आया? The seasons are not caused because the earth is revolving in an elliptical path. Even if the sun and earth, even if the earth would have revolved in the circular path, अगर circular path में भी revolve करता and tilted axis होती, even if the revolution would have been in the circular path and there would have been tilted axis, then also there would have been season. So what is the main important factor? The tilted axis. It is the tilted axis that is playing an important role. How? Because it is directing the North Pole away, it is directing the North Pole away, or it is directing the North Pole towards the sun. So it does not make a difference even if the path is like this or the path is like this. That does not make a difference. समझ आ रहा है? There are one thing that you need to understand. Initially जो आपको लगता था that revolution is because the path is elliptical, that idea is not correct. The idea is it is the tilt that is responsible. Now what happens is there are two things. One, the path is elliptical, the tilt is there. The path is elliptical and the tilt is there. Now because there is path that is elliptical and there is tilt there, what happens is sometimes the direct rays of sun rays is at the equator. Okay, the direct sun rays is direct at the equator. Sometimes the direct sun rays is at 23.5 degree north. Again, the direct rays of the sun can be at the equator. Again, the direct rays of sun can be at 23.5 degree south. So what is happening is the earth is revolving around the sun in elliptical manner. There is a tilt. So this changes the places where the sun rays is being received direct. सन की रेस डायरेक्ट कहाँ पड़ रही है पूरे साल में वो डिफरेंट हो जाता है क्योंकि टिल्ट है और ऐसे घूम रहा है. मार्च time during March, during 21st of March, the sun rays are directly at the equator. Sun ki direct rays is at the equator, and every place on the earth receives 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night every day. Every place, सारी places को क्या होता है, 12 घंटे का दिन और 12 घंटे की रात होती है. This is this one. So on 21st of this one, yeah, 21st of March, see, the half side of the earth is lit and nearly half side of the earth is not lit. So every place on earth on 21st of March has 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. ठीक है, that's how that happens because of the geometry there. Geometry के कारण ये हो रहा है क्योंकि ये there is revolution that is going on. So because there is revolution that is going on, nearly the sun rays is on the equator. Nearly every, this is called as equinox, 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night for every place on the earth. As the earth starts moving from 21st March to 21st of June, what happens? The northern hemisphere is tilted in the towards the sun. The northern hemisphere gets tilted towards the sun. देखो, 4 anniversary dates. There are 4 important dates of the earth. Like we have important days, we have birthdays, we have anniversary days. They are important days. Similarly, for earth there are 4 important days. What are the 4 important days for earth? 21st of March, 21st of June, 21st of September and 21st of December. For earth there are 4 important days: 21st of March, 21st of June, 21st of September and 21st of December. Why are they important? Because there is change in the geometry of the sun and earth. Why is there change in the geometry of sun and earth? Because the earth is revolving around the sun in a tilted axis. So what happens because of this? The earth is revolving around the sun in tilted axis. Sometime the direct rays falls on the equator. Sometimes the direct rays fall on the 23.5 degree north. Sometimes the direct rays fall on 23.5 degree south, and sometimes again on the equator. The first anniversary date, that is 21st of March, what is happening? On 21st of March, the sun rays is directly at the equator. What happens because of this? Every place on earth has 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. Even North Pole and South Pole, 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. As the earth moves from its position on 21st of March to its position on 21st of June, it is seen that now from 21st of March to 21st of June, the northern hemisphere starts tilting towards the sun. The northern hemisphere starts tilting towards the sun. So as the northern hemisphere starts tilting towards the sun, 21st of March पे क्या था? 12 घंटे का दिन था नॉर्थ पोल पे. अब नॉर्थ पोल डायरेक्टली जा रहा है टुवर्ड्स द सन, तो नॉर्थ पोल के दिन क्या हो जाएगा? 13 आवर्स, 14 आवर्स, 15 आवर्स. On 21st of March, it was 12 hours of day for the North Pole. As from 21st of March towards May, towards June, okay, the North Pole is getting tilted towards the sun. As the North Pole is getting tilted towards the sun, for the Northern Pole, 12 hours of day, 13 hours of day, 14 hours of day, 15 hours of day, 16 hours of day. This happens till what? This happens till 21st of June. On 21st of June, the sun is at Tropic of Cancer. Sun equator से ऊपर 80 के ऊपर. Either those who have got marks, they have got 100 marks, 90 marks, 95 marks, or there are 70 पे you have many of the people. So the real strategy, and those who have got 100, 90, 95, they are struggling in CSET. The strategy तो वहीं बनती है. And when they come back and they say that कि यार 2 इंग्लिश कर लेते, 4 इंग्लिश कर लेते, then ठीक है, it was tough. That was tough, tougher than all the years that have come so far. It was not very easy. दूसरा वाला पार्ट अब स्टार्ट करें. What we'll do is we'll write something on revolution. We'll again come back on revolution. So इतना याद रखो कि because tilted axis होता है, there is one hemisphere that is directed equator always. sun का apparent shift होता है, sun कभी ऊपर जाते हैं because sun ऊपर नहीं जा रहा है, ऊपर नीचे नहीं जा रहा है, क्योंकि अर्थ इसे घूम रहा है, तो डायरेक्टली सन रेज इक्वेटर पे भी आ सकती है, 23.5 डिग्री नॉर्थ पे भी आ सकती है, 23.5 डिग्री साउथ पे भी आ सकती है. 23.5 डिग्री नॉर्थ पे अगर आए तो it is summer for the northern hemisphere. When it is at 23.5 degrees south, it is summer for the southern hemisphere. This is called as apparent shift of the sun. Is apparent नहीं बोलते. This is because there is a change in the geometry. Geometry के कारण change है, तो कभी इधर है, कभी इस तरफ है. That is what is happening. And because of this, you have seasons. So there are 2-3 important terms for revolution that we understand. So we'll write something now, and then we'll again start off. Let the class start. Then there are questions. There are questions in prelims examination. Some very easy question. 1 or 2 very applied questions from the revolution part. Rotation तो ठीक है. Revolution part पे question पूछता है. But हाँ ये idea कि elliptical path हो रहा है, इसीलिए सीजन्स है, दैट इज नॉट करेक्ट. क्यों सीजन्स है? टिल्टेड एक्सिस. क्यों सीजन है? एपरेंट शिफ्ट ऑफ द सन. क्यों सीजन्स है? बिकॉज टिल्टेड एक्सिस इज ऑलवेज मेंटेन्ड थ्रू आउट. ऐसा नहीं ऐसे टिल्ट और ऐसे हो जाएगी फिर ऐसे हो जाएगी फिर ऐसे हो जाएगी, जो पोलैरिटी है. सो देयर आर 3 रीजंस फॉर सीजन्स. वन इज एपरेंट शिफ्ट ऑफ द सन, द अदर इज टिल्टेड एक्सिस एंड पोलैरिटी. स्टार्ट हो गया कि करना है? ठीक. ओके, सो ऑनलाइन क्लास डोंट वरी, इफ नॉट all of you, we were in the mid of the topic. We were in the mid of topic of revolution. Before I start explaining again, let us write something, then again I will explain, and then you will finally wind up. We have nearly half an hour. We'll try to wind up the topic of revolution. What we'll do is, we'll write something, then again I'll explain, and then finally you write. So give the heading revolution of the earth. Revolution of the earth, first point. The first point, revolution, the earth's revolution or revolution time. The revolution time is equal to 365. The time taken to complete one revolution is 365.25 days. 365.25 days, right? The revolution path. Yes, next point. The revolution path by earth is not a true circle. Is not a true circle. But an elliptical path. But an elliptical path. It's an elliptical path, it's not a true circle. Right? Next point, yeah, same point. Because of this elliptical orbit, the earth and the sun distance, is not at perihelion, Perihelion, at perihelion, bracket 3rd January, in bracket you can write 3rd January, and is away during aphelion, right? Next point, earth is the aphelion is 3rd of July. Aphelion is 3rd or 4th of July, right? So earth is close. Next point, earth is 3.3% closer to sun. Earth is 3.3% closer to sun during northern hemisphere. During northern hemisphere winter. During northern hemisphere winter. जब northern hemisphere का winter होता है, that is 3rd of January, the earth and sun are close by 3.3%. ठीक है, so earth is 3.3% closer to sun during the northern hemisphere winter than during the northern hemisphere summers, than during the than during the northern hemisphere summers. नहीं summers की बात करें, ठीक है, when it is during 3rd of January, this is northern hemisphere winter, and during 3rd of July it is northern hemisphere summers. The distance is 3.3% closer. The earth is closer during the varying distance between the earth and sun. The varying distance between the earth and sun is not playing an important role. Is not playing an important role. Okay, because I said this implies that the varying, varying, varying distance. Okay, I'll repeat the whole point. Earth is 3.3% closer during the northern hemisphere winters than during the northern hemisphere's summers. This indicates that the varying distance, the varying, the varying difference between the sun and earth is not playing an important role in the seasons. Next point, seasons are formed. Seasons are formed because of factors like revolution, because of the factors like revolution, comma, inclination of the earth's axis, inclination of the earth's axis, and polarity. First is revolution, second is inclination of the earth's axis, the tilted axis basically, and the third one is polarity, P-O-L-A-R-I-T-Y. What is polarity? Please write in bracket. No matter where the earth is, no matter where the earth is, while revolving around the sun, the angle of tilted axis, the angle of tilted axis remains the same, okay. So what are the important reasons for season? Revolution, tilted axis, polarity. That is, it is moving in a path. The path can be circular, the path can be elliptical, it does not matter. It is moving in a path. There is a tilted axis and the axis angle is always maintained. Even if, my question to you, even if the revolution would have been in the circular path, will it make a major difference? Where क्या seasons नहीं होते? If the revolution would have been in the circular path, won't there have been any seasons on the earth? My question is, if the earth would have revolved around the sun in the circular path and tilted axis, there would be seasons or not? There would be seasons, okay? Because what are the two major reasons for season? Tilted axis and the revolution. Revolution in the circular path or revolution in the elliptical path does not make a difference. Very less effect, meager effect, okay? The main reason is it does not matter. That's what the whole point is. Revolution होना चाहिए और tilted axis पे होना चाहिए और angle अपना same रखना चाहिए. That's the main idea. ठीक है? So this is about. So you can also write two major reasons are. The two major reasons are revolution and tilted axis. Revolution and the tilted axis. ठीक है? Now write one term. Just write one term. I will explain. Apparent shift of sun. apparent, just give the heading apparent shift of the sun. Yes, huh? No, that is also important. That is also important. Basically, I wanted to say कि revolution in the any path. That is also important. And the third one is also important. ठीक है? Please write apparent shift of the sun. APPARENT. Apparent shift of the sun. What does apparent shift of the sun means? Shift matlab there something is moving. Apparent shift is something is not really moving, but the effect has been, but it appears to move. It is not really moving, but it appears to move. Now what is apparent shift of the sun? Apparent shift of the sun is the sun appears to be moving, but sun is not moving. What do you mean by this? I mean that the sun rays are direct on equator, that the sun appears to be on the equator on 21st of March. 21st of March. But the sun appears to be on 21st of June, the sun appears to be on Tropic of Cancer. Then again 21st of March, the sun appears to be on equator. It's like suppose this is your equator, this is 23.5, this is 23.5 degree south, 23.5 degree north, 23.5 degree south. The sun appears to be on the month of March at the equator. In the month of June, the sun appears to be on 23.5 degree north. On the month of September, the sun again appears to be in the month of on the equator. Then again on 21st of December, the sun appears to be in the south, Tropic of Cancer. So here, okay, is this correct? So this is the equator. This is 23.5 degree north. This is 23.5 degree south. So it appears in the month of March, the sun appears to be at the equator. In the month of June, the sun appears to be on 23.5 degree north. So from March to June, the sun appears to have moved a bit north. Then again, thoda south ki taraf aa raha hai. It is coming again towards the south. In the month of September, it appears again to be at the equator. Again, it is going towards south. In the month of December, it appears to be at 23.5 degree south. Then December se again it is going towards equator in March. Again from equator to 23.5 degree north in September. Again June. And then June se फिर से again September equator, फिर again December में south, फिर again March में north, फिर again equator, फिर again June में north, फिर again September में equator, again December में south. March में कहाँ पे? Equator पे. March to June moving towards north. June to September again equator. September to December again at the south. December to March again at the equator. March to June again at the north. June to September again at the equator. September to December again at the south. So this is called as apparent shift of the sun. Is the sun really shifting? No. Why is this happening? Because of the geometry. There is geometrical change that is happening. Because of this, what happens? अच्छा, इसके कारण what do we say? We say the word tropic. Tropic means what? Tropic means turning away. Turning away of whom? Turning away of the sun. So tropic means turning away. Tropos always means turning away. Okay. So that's what you will have to write, the apparent shift of the sun. Please write first point. Due to revolution and tilted axis, the sun appears to move. Between the tropics. Right? Tropics represent, next point, yeah, you can write in paragraph also. Tropics represent the farthest limit of the vertical rays of the sun. The tropic represents the farthest limit of the vertical rays of the sun. Okay? And beyond tropics, there is no vertical rays, there is slant rays, there is oblique rays. Direct rays नहीं है sunlight की, there is no direct rays, there is slant rays, there is oblique rays. ठीक है, so therefore Delhi is very very cooler than as compared to Gujarat, MP, etc. Because Delhi does not receive direct rays of the sun, it receives oblique rays. Oblique, direct means 90 degree पे, oblique means there is angle is changing. ठीक है, as you move higher in the altitude or the as you move higher in the latitude, the angle changes. ठीक है, the tropic represents the farthest limit which receives the direct rays of the sun, right? Tropic comes from a word tropos, T-R-O-P-O-S, tropos, which means turning away. ठीक है, देखो, on 21st of March and 21st of September, on 21st of March and 21st of September, the sun is shining, vertically over, the sun is shining vertically over, मुझे क्या देख रहे हो बताओ, equator, shining at the equator. And on 21st of June, the sun is shining vertically over Tropic of Capricorn बोल रहे थे ना, the sun is shining vertically over Tropic of Cancer. And on 21st of December, the sun is vertically over Tropic of Capricorn. स्लाइड में उल्टा दिखाएंगे, कैसे ऐसे हो सकता? नहीं ऐसे नहीं हो सकता. 21st of जून पे इक्वेटर पे था, कहाँ है ये? अब ठीक हो गया. This is equator. This is 23.5 degree north. This is 66.5 degree north. This is 23.5 degree. This is equator. South. This is 66.5 degree south. This is what? 21st of June. Where is the sun shining? Vertically at 23.5 degree north. Where is the sun shining? On March, it is at the equator. Where is the sun shining? At the equator. ठीक है? All of you know what is happening because of these 2-3 things: tilted axis, revolution, the polarity. Now I'm using the terms tilted axis, revolution, polarity, and the apparent shift of the sun. अब 4 factors के कारण होता क्या है? What actually happens because of these 4 factors? Now first let's understand this condition. This is your March condition. Okay. First, let's understand this condition. That is your March condition. इसी को समझते हैं. March में, can you see nearly half of the Earth is litted, North Pole to South Pole? Can I say? When nearly half of the place is litted, so 12 hours of day is being experienced for every place on the earth, and 12 hours of night is being experienced on every place of the earth. Even for the North Pole, here it is 12 hours of day, 12 hours of night. Yeah, what is happening? ये जो earth है, nearly half of the earth is in the litted one. Where is the sun? The sun is at the equator. Because there is revolution that is going on here. Because of these 4 factors, the tilted axis, polarity, the revolution that is going on, what happens? You will see this place, the sun is at the equator. Nearly half of them was litted, nearly half of them was under darkness. But then, अब वो घूम रहे, it is moving like this. As it is moving, again at this place, again at this place, yeah. See here, at 21st of September, this is under darkness, that is under light. So what is happening, nearly half of the earth is under darkness, nearly half of the earth is under light. जैसे rotate हो रहा है, ठीक है. So as it is rotating, that the place is changing because the earth is at the equator. As the earth now from September start moving towards December towards March, September to December to March, you will see that the southern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun. Southern hemisphere जाएगा, September से December जा रहा है, southern hemisphere gets tilted towards the sun. As the southern hemisphere gets tilted towards the sun which was at equator now starts moving towards Tropic of Capricorn. As it starts moving towards Tropic of Capricorn, for southern hemisphere here, for south pole it was 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. Southern hemisphere is getting tilted, south pole is getting tilted towards the sun. So uske liye what will be the day? 12 hours to 13 hours to 14 hours to 15 hours to 16 hours. There would come a time where the entire southern pole will have 24 hours of day. So you can have a look at this, where the entire southern pole will have 24 hours of a day. So this is September. From September it is moving towards December. See, the entire southern pole has 24 hours of day. Again as it starts moving towards March, again 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. जैसे मार्च में आया, इक्विनॉक्स पे आया, 12 hours of day. Here the northern pole gets tilted. As the northern pole gets tilted, उनके लिए दिन बढ़ जाता है, ठीक है. You can also observe this via this one.
If you look more carefully at this axis of rotation, we see that it is tilted relative to Earth's orbit around the Sun. Instead of being put to the Sun, it follows a nearly circular path,
The sun
but
is,
with a small elliptical eccentricity.
the sun as it moves,
In the sun of the ellipse, but one of the focal points. Bottom line, the Earth is a little closer to the Sun every January and a little further away every July. Does that cause us to have seasons? Let's think about it. We'd expect the planet to be a bit warmer overall when we're closer to the sun. When does that happen? January. Is that our warmest season in the northern hemisphere? No. So the seasons don't evolve in such an entirely different. Let's return to the tilted axis of the Earth. As the Earth orbits the sun, it goes through 365 daily rotations, while the axis maintains its tilt. On the June 22nd solstice, the tilt causes the
North pole is tilted. On 21st of June, North pole is tilted and the sun is directly at the Tropic of Cancer. 21st of June पे. December में क्या हो रहा है? The southern pole is tilted और sun कहाँ पे? Tropic of Capricorn. यहाँ से जब यहाँ जाता है, when it is changing, when it is moving forward, you see that there is change in the geometry, there is change in the direction.
The North Pole is facing away from the sun and gets less overall sunlight. The South Pole is facing towards the sun and gets more. To understand this more fully, let's look more closely at how the sun plate is situated. First, notice that halfway in between July and
You try to notice this one. This is much more important to notice. Here, this one.
as the sun's rays hit the surface,
This is what is
they are strongest in
here at the equator. Every place has 12 hours of day, 12 hours of night. As it moves from September to December, the southern pole gets tilted, the southern pole has more light and the sun is at Tropic of Capricorn. As again it starts moving towards north, as it again start moving towards from December to March, you see what happens.
is getting 24 hours of sunlight. As the Earth rotates, none of these rotations is ever elected in sunlight. This creates the summer season for the southern hemisphere. In the northern hemisphere, inside the Arctic Circle, the reverse happens.
यहाँ पे कुछ भी लाइट नहीं है. There is no light here. As we move from this place to this, again the sun is coming at the equator. Again every place has 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. As we move from March to December to as we move from March to June, तो देखना क्या होता है. Again, North Pole is directed towards the sun. उसके लिए sunlight है, but away from the one. So this is what, and where is the sun? At 23 है ना? हाँ. Beyond for Arctic Circle, 66 and a half. Everyone has 24 hours of day. Everyone, because even if, see, the circle of illumination, that is that line that divides the earth into a litted part and the unlit part and the tilted axis, if both of them are nearly aligned, if the tilted axis and, so if I, what I am trying to say, suppose what is the geometry playing an important role? How is geometry taking a place an important role? Here, in this case, if I say this is my earth, this is the tilted axis and this is the circle of illumination also. What is happening? This becomes day, this becomes night if the sun is like this. Circle of illumination, that half which is lit by sun and that half which is not lit by sun, and the axis, if they are perfectly aligned, what will happen? Every place will have 12 hours of day, 12 hours of night, 12 hours of day, 12 hours of night. See, this is what is happening here also. If you move from here,
as we continue to watch this process, we can see that the 72nd
this one, इसका जो axis है उससे aligned है. Circle of illumination and axis, they are aligned. But here, as you move from March to September, you will see the circle of illumination is not aligned to axis. What is happening to the axis? This is my axis, but circle of illumination is very different. This is axis, this is circle of illumination. अगर axis और circle of illumination coincide करेगा, then what will happen? 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. But axis and circle of illumination are not coinciding. They are not together. There will be difference. What happens in the March when sun is at the equator? When the sun is at the equator, the axis gets aligned to the circle of illumination. But as the tilt changes, what happened? The tilted is different and the axis of illumination is different. And when, when it was at the equator, every place had 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. When the sun starts, when the earth starts moving and the direct rays is at 23.5 degree north, this is the entire place beyond Arctic Circle, यानी 66.5 degree north के ऊपर 24 hours of day is there. Again from March as it comes to September, again the circle of illumination aligns with the axis. So 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. Again from September to December, there is that is problem that is created. So circle of illumination किसके साथ align कर रहा है? Is it aligning with the tilted axis? Is it not aligning with the tilted axis? That is creating a lot of difference. So it is all geometry there. कि where is the sun? What is taking place for the entire seasons there? लिखो पहले, then we'll solve some of the MCQs. Right. First one. Write about this, the summer solstice for northern hemisphere. Give the heading. Give the heading. Give the heading. First heading though, March equinox. March equinox. Give the heading, March equinox. Let's start off March से move towards June, then move towards September, then move towards December. March equinox first. Equinox means equal days and equal night. Equal days and equal night. For which place? Equinox means equal day and equal night. For which place? For all the place. March में every place is experiencing equal day and equal night. Equinox है. 21st March is equinox. 21st September is equinox. All places will have 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. ठीक है? कैसे होगा? First point. The vertical rays of sun the vertical rays of the sun is directly at the vertical rays of sun is directly at the equator. Sun is shining at the equator. Second point, yeah, next point, the circle of illumination, touches both the poles, it touches both the poles. So each place has equal day and equal night. So each place has equal day and equal night. ठीक है, समझ आ रहा है what is happening? Where is in the month of March, where is the sun? In the month of March, the sun is at the equator. This is how it is moving. This is my earth. The sun is at the equator. Circle of illumination is cutting. It is moving from north pole to south pole. So this is day, this is night. Equal day and equal night for each place. Now from March, let's go to 21st of June. 21st of June. सन कैसे मूव करेगा? इक्वेटर से ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर से. सो 21st of June, इसका हेडिंग है 21st of June समर सॉल्स्टिस. देयर इज अ न्यू हेडिंग 21st of June समर सॉल्स्टिस फॉर नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर. समर सॉल्स्टिस फॉर नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर and winter solstice for southern hemisphere. northern hemisphere के लिए क्या आया? summers. southern hemisphere के लिए क्या आया? winters. Do you know Christmas is celebrated in the month of December, which is summer for Australia. So Christmas is celebrated in the summer month for Australia. ठीक है. So here you can say what is happening in this summer solstice for the northern hemisphere and the winter solstice for the southern hemisphere. First, north pole is directed towards the sun. North pole is directed towards the sun. Is it correct? The north pole is coming towards the sun. Second, the sun shines vertically. On Tropic of Cancer. Right? The circle of illumination bisects equator. That means it is cutting equator into two equal half. So circle of illumination is cutting equator into two equal half. That is equator will have 12 hours of day and 12 hours of, that is equator will have 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. Next point, all the places north of Arctic Circle, all the places north of Arctic Circle remains within the day, within the day. All the places north of 60 Arctic Circle experiences day. जितने भी places हैं to the north of Arctic Circle. Arctic Circle is what? All the places to the north of the Arctic Circle, they are experiencing what? So where is the circle of illumination cutting? It is cutting equator into two equal half. Here also the circle of illumination cuts every place into two equal half. Here also it is cutting equator into two equal half. But all the places north of Arctic Circle, that is 66.5 degree north, they have what? They have continuous sunlight. All the places. Why is this happening? Because there is a tilted axis, there is one circle of illumination. Circle of illumination, it is not coinciding with the tilted axis. Had it coincided with the tilted axis, then what would have happened? Every place would have experienced equal days and equal night. But here, where is the sun? The sun is at the Tropic of Cancer. It is cutting equator into two equal half, but the places to the north of 66.5, they have sunlight. Again, what is happening? Again, when the sun and earth, when the sun shines again at the equator, again the circle of illumination cuts each place into equal half. That means one thing, at equator, no matter where is the sun, it is always 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. Equator will always have 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. But it is this circle, the Arctic circle and the Antarctic circle, 66.5 degree north and 66.5 degree south. The places north of 66.5, the places south of 66.5 degree south, they have variations. ठीक है, तो क्या लिखा हमने? The places, equator को तो bisect कर रहा है. The places to the north of 66.5, they will experience 24 hours of sunlight. They will experience always day. Right? Next point. All the places to the south of, all the places to the south of 66.5 degree south, 66.5 degree south, they will have continuous night, they will have continuous darkness. समझ आ रहा है? 66.5 degree south के लिए जो places है, they will have continuous darkness, right? Because circle of illumination ऐसे cut कर रहा है. One is circle of illumination, one is tilted axis, right? Then during September equinox, during the September, next heading, September equinox. We started off with March, we moved to June, we are moving to September equinox. Where is the sun? The sun is at the equator first. Which place has equal day and equal night? All places have equal day and equal night. ठीक है, तो लिखो, sun is at the equator. Sun is at the equator. Again, sun is at the equator. All the places have equal day and equal night. ठीक है, this is what is your September equinox. September equinox is also known as vernal equinox. V-E-R-N-E-L. V-E-R-N-A-L. Vernal equinox. Okay. Then what? Move towards 21st of December. 21st of December year. 21st of December. Where is the sun? At Tropic of Capricorn. At Tropic of Capricorn. Which pole is directed away from the sun? North pole is directed away from the sun. Which pole is towards the sun? South pole is towards the sun. So, right, South pole is towards the sun. Next point, South pole is towards the sun. Circle of illumination bisects the equator. Circle of illumination bisects the equator. Equator को तो दो equal half में cut करेगा. Circle of illumination is cutting equator into two equal half. But equator को तो हमेशा 12 घंटे का दिन 12 घंटे की रात होगी. But अच्छा, I'm saying 21st December. In 21st December, where is the sun? At the Tropic of Capricorn. Which pole is directed away from the sun? North pole. Which pole is directed towards the sun? South pole. Okay. Then the circle of illumination bisects the equator. Now write the next one. All the point north of 66.5 degree north remain in all the points. I am asking you, all the points of that is north of 66.5 degree north, that is Arctic circle, remains in darkness. They remain in night. समझ आया, दिख रहा है? And all the places south of 66.5 degree, all the places south of 66.5 degree south, that is bracket में लिखिए Antarctic circle, Antarctic circle experiences complete day. All of you clear? Now one revision. First, just say true or false. Sun is at the equator on 21st of March. Sun is at the equator on 21st of September. On 21st of March and 21st of September, each places, the circle of illumination is aligned with the axis of tilted axis. Each place experience equal day and equal night. As we move from March to June, the sun starts moving from apparent shift. The sun starts moving from equator to 23.5 degree north. This is true, right? Then the places to the south of Antarctic circle, they experience what? Darkness. The places to the north of Arctic circle are in complete light. Okay? And as we move again from September to December, September where is the sun? At the equinox. As you move from September to December, as you move from equator to Tropic of Capricorn, all the places north of Arctic circle, they experiences night, and all the places south of Antarctic circle, they experiences day night. Why is this taking place? Because there is revolution, there is tilted axis, there is polarity, and there is geometry change between the circle of illumination and the tilted axis. All of you clear? So now before you make the diagram, वो तो बनाओगे, ठीक है? Please, first one. This is the question. 2020-2013. First, variation in the length of daytime and night time. Season पूछ रहा है. Length of daytime and the night time. दिन बड़ा है कि छोटा है? The variation in the length of daytime and the night time from season to season are due to. Why is there variation in the daytime and the night time? The Earth's rotation on its axis. No will answer. The Earth's revolution around the sun in an elliptical manner, the latitudinal position of the place, or the revolution on the tilted axis. Why is there season? Basically variation in the daytime and the night time. Why is there season? Is it because of the rotation? How many for A? Sorry, how many for A? How many for B? How many for C? How many for D? Why not B? Elliptic path is not playing an important role. Even if it would have been a circular path and a tilted axis, that would have played an important role. Okay, this was 2020-2013. This is 2019. On 21st of June, sun does not set below the horizon. का मतलब दिन है कि रात है, ठीक है? Sun does not set below the horizon. That means where is the sun not setting? Does not set below the horizon and the sun is not setting. Where is the sun not setting? On 21st of June, sun does not set at Arctic circle. The sun does not set at Antarctic circle. The sun shines vertically at equator at noon. The sun shines vertically overhead at the Tropic of Capricorn. On 21st of June, first tell me where is the sun? Is it at the equator? The sun is it at Tropic of Capricorn? The sun is not setting. यानी सारा time daylight किसके लिए? Who is experiencing the entire daylight? Arctic circle. So what is the answer? All of you clear? Then you have 2019. Okay, then what do you have? The term Goldilocks zone. Somebody wants to answer. The term Goldilocks zone is often there in news because, see, our Earth is at a very ambient distance from the sun, where the water can exist in liquid form, ice form, or the gaseous form. That is how the water can exist. Because the water can exist in all the form, we want to see that, and this has facilitated life because ice may be here, or gas may be here, or water may be here. There is ice, gas, as well as water in the liquid form, and this has facilitated life. So earth is at a suitable distance from the sun, which has facilitated water to be in all the form. Because it has facilitated water to be in all the form, there has been life, especially in the liquid form. Therefore, what do we do? To actually observe, to actually see that can there be any other planet or the satellite of a planet, we try to find that particular distance. We try to see that how far, as if the earth is there, क्या कोई और भी ऐसा planet है that is as far as from the sun. This is what we called as Goldilocks zone. एक economic survey में बोला था India is at a Goldilocks spot. India is at a sweet spot. So earth is at a sweet spot. We want to find that sweet spot. And why do we do? Because we want to search earth-like planet in the outer space. So answer is C here. I have said the answer. Okay. There was one more question, I believe, that was asked from this one. On 2021 also they had asked one question. 2021 में पूछा था, 2022 में पूछा था. You have the question? अच्छा, I missed it. Okay, did I miss the slide? 20? Okay, yes. In the northern hemisphere, the longest day of the year occurs when? Normally occurs. The longest day in the northern hemisphere. यानी क्या पूछ रहा है? Northern hemisphere के लिए क्या चाहिए? We need summer. तभी तो longest day आएगा. So what will happen? Whether it is in the first half of June, second half of June, first half of July, second half of July. When is the summer for the northern hemisphere? 21st of June. So what is it? It is on the second half of June, right? So this is your answer B, and this was asked in 2022. ठीक है? So let's someone say कि यार ये कब पूछा था? पिछले साल ही पूछा था. So this is your rotation and revolution. ठीक है? पिछले साल ही पूछा था. 2023. So this is your rotation and revolution. We had to start geological time scale. In either case, we will start that tomorrow. Geological time scale, anybody of you have read before? Okay, ठीक है. तुमको तो मैंने पढ़ा. ठीक है. So geological time scale we will start. It is a document which needs to be learnt. ठीक है. Like you have years for history, this is a geological time scale for your geography also. So not all the years, but then some important events have to be learnt.